Attempting to win its first conference series of the season as it took on Eastern Michigan in a doubleheader on Saturday afternoon. The first game got off to a similar start to the one on Friday, with both starters dominating. For Ohio, Hudson Bonko continued his dominant stretch of late, with Eastern Michigan leading 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Matt Einich hit an RBI single to tie the game. In the fourth, Ohio would use more small ball to take the lead, as a steal of home was followed by a squeeze play by Trenton Newer and an RBI single by J.R. Nelson. Bonko would continue to shut down the bats for the Eagles, giving the Bobcats 7 strong innings of one-run ball, scattering 4 hits and striking out a trio of batters. He exited with the score at 5-1 Bobcats and gave way to Tyler Peck in the 8th. Peck would complete the 8th without allowing anything, but the trouble started in the 9th. Peck surrendered a 2-run dinger to Ty Stecco to cut the lead in half before being pulled with 1 out. 2 batters later, Dylan Eggle entered the game, attempting to get the final 2 outs of the game. Eggle would give up the lead and the game, punctuated by the go-ahead single by Logan Hugo. Ohio would go to the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing 9-5 after leading by 4 entering the frame. It did not have an extra rally in it to keep going, losing a heartbreaker after the bullpen could not hold the lead. In Game 2, Eastern Michigan got off to a hot start, scoring 4 runs off Dylan Masters in the first inning. Ohio would respond with a leadoff homer from Einich in the bottom of the inning, but nothing else came across to close the gap further. In the third, the onslaught continued for Eastern Michigan. Following Masters leaving with an injury, Jacob Tate came on with the bases loaded and 1 out. Tate would allow 6 runs to score, extending the lead to 10-1 Eagles. Ohio would not go quietly, though. After a homer by Blake Reed and an RBI double by Paulie Mancino, Ben Slanker would launch his 12th dinger of the year to make it a 2-run game. Nick Dolan would go back-to-back with him to make it 10-9. The Eagles would get their lead back with a big inning of their own. After hitting 3 straight singles off Luke Bryant to bring in runs, the Eagles expanded their lead to 16-9, putting the Bobcats at arm's length once again. The score sat at 18-9 in the bottom of the 8th, but Ohio would tack on a few runs. However, it was all for naught as Ohio lost the game by a score of 18-13. During the 2 games, Ohio relievers gave up 27 out of 28 runs. Ohio head coach Craig Moore discusses the bullpen struggles for his squad.
So our bullpen was a little thin, and then obviously when in game 2, when you lose your starter in the top of the 3rd inning, that obviously stretches things out, and so we had to pitch some younger guys in.
For Bobcat Showcase, I'm Marc Goldstein.